myself by my talent alone without, any gimmicks like hit records or whatever. But because your barometer of success in the music business is largely determined by how many hit recordings you have. And that's your ticket to ride, so to speak, and to get bookings all over the place in foreign countries and all these festivals and big events. That's the first thing they want to know. Your history of recordings and the hit records, so that they can sell you and make money in your appearances, because people are going to come out to hear you sing your latest recordings or your hit recordings. But I've never had a real big record. The biggest record I've had in my 60 years show business was Many Rivers to Cross. And, that came about in 1970, because prior to that, I had a hot band, playing studio, playing all kind of gigs, but never had a recording that, that I thought I felt I had a chance with. But prior to that, Many Rivers to Cross, I had like my first recording, Rip Roberts produced. He was a promoter that did a lot of big concerts with Ray Charles and all at the Municipal Auditorium. Anyway, he had a record company too called Rip Records, and I was one of the artists that he recorded. But the record I recorded with him was it didn't go nowhere. It played a few times on the radio, and boom, that was it. But I always thought it was a nice record, but it just didn't get I wasn't able to garner enough airplay, to give it a chance, because during that time you had to make deals with the disc jockeys and the promoters and the people, to promote your record. They want a piece of the action. They want so much money, like payola or whatever, to promote you as an artist and get on the radio and get your record in rotation. And my first record wasn't unable to do that, and it just kind of faded into obscurity, because there wasn't enough promotion behind it. But it was a great song, because Earl King wrote one of the songs called I Can't Wait. And the other side, Al Reed wrote. It was called When I'm With You. It was a little love ballad, and I thought it was a nice song, and I still do. But, we couldn't get the proper promotion on the radio station to get it played. And then I made one of the biggest mistakes, not mistakes, but the biggest regret, I had was Al Reed is the composer of Kiss Tomorrow Goodbye. Well, when he was getting songs together for me for my first recording session, he said, Deke, take a listen to this one. He said, I think it'd be a good song for you. And he got the piano and said, tomorrow was our wedding day. And he started singing a song, and I said, ooh, I don't know about that, Al. I said, I got a real clean-cut image, and it sounds like I'm promoting adultery. By the lyrics of the song, and I turned it down. And then the next year, guess who recorded it? Danny White, and it was a huge hit. I said, oh, my God.
Irvin Bannister's
Irvin Bannister, yeah, he was on the guitar.
That guitar lick on there?
Oh, yeah. I was good friends with Irvin Bannister, because Danny White was one of my mentors, man. Yeah. Danny White was the consummate entertainer and showman, and besides that, he was a great businessman. And he taught me a lot of stuff, about music business. I didn't live too far from his house, And I used to go by the gigs where he was playing at the Dream Room on Bourbon Street, sitting with the band. He's at the Safari out in Gentile Inn. some of the other clubs, because Danny White was working 8 days a week if he wanted to. He was just hot in the club scene, and he had, the other casual engagements sewed up too, with playing for the social and pleasure clubs and weddings and all kinds of gigs. He was the hottest cat in town. But he put on a great show in his nightclub appearances, and he took me under his wing, and I used to go and I got to know Joe Fox and Irvin Bannister and Hawk and all the people in his band, and hanging around with them, sitting in with them in the nightclub gigs. And anyway, that's how I got to meet Irvin Bannister, and he showed me some of his stuff too, and we became great friends too. And but Danny White was kind of like a mentor, like Dave Bartholomew. Because Dave, Dave was a no-nonsense band leader, and he had all the band wearing uniforms and tuxedos, and, Dave was a high-class band leader, and he had to have your shoes shine, and he had a whole set of band uniform just like Danny White did, No smoking on the bandstand. No drinking except during intermission. He had those rules, And if you want to play in his band, you got to follow the rules. And he taught me a whole lot about business, And Danny White did too, about how to survive in show business, without hit records. And how to build up a fan base. And, things about contracts, He said, Danny would say, look, I don't book no gigs unless I got a contract. None of this handshake stuff, you got to sign, because they don't have no respect for you unless it's on paper. And so, you got to have, band got to be dressed, in uniforms, and they got to do the little choreography and the little telling jokes and all kinds of little fine points of how to be a great entertainer. And, he took me under his wing, too, and taught me a lot of things, about, hey, it might be to your advantage to take the dough, because you might make more money if you got a hot group. You can make more money playing for the dough than if you was working for somebody. Because he used to do that, too. He'd promote his own events. He played a dance at Lincoln High School, and all the door receipts would come his way. He just had to rent the facility because he knew he was going to draw a crowd. And he said he could make more money on that than playing a gig for somebody at a fixed price. And he showed me how to, if you're going to go and play for somebody, you play for a guarantee against a percentage of the door receipts.
Whichever is higher.
Whichever is higher. Whoa, I didn't think about that. Yeah. And he said, have in your contract, if you got a season engagement, that you can take off, and they'll have to get a substitute band to play for you. If you got a gig paying a lot more money, then you can't turn down all this money because you locked into a nightclub. Let them get a sub for you that night and put it in your contract that you can take off, because people were doing that in Las Vegas too, Because Danny, I learned so much from hanging around Danny, and how to present yourself as a gentleman, and how to do your contracts right, and make sure you got the guys' rehearsals and pay them for rehearsals. And so, that was unheard of then, paying musicians to rehearse. I still do that, as I found out, that the best way, to have a good band is to have a structured system of pay. And all of that is outlined in the Musicians Union. I've been in the Musicians Union since 1958, when I was 17 years old. And, there's a real strict ethical code that's in the musicians' bylaws, too, how to treat your fellow musicians, and how to compensate them fairly for their services. And there's a structured system of pay. You can always pay them more than what the bottom line price is, but don't pay them less. And, you know, that's